The UK and Ireland has been absolutely battered this last week by 3 separate storms.
Millions of people have been urged to stay at home as Storm Erwin is bringing potential life-threatening winds to Ireland and the UK.
Across much of the UK, gusts could reach 60 miles an hour.
But I'm not going to let a little bit of bad weather stop me from getting out for a nice stealth camp in my camper van and doing some storm chasing.
Oh, that's a heavy door.
Okay, so I've come down to Morgan Porth, which is just near Newquay Airport pretty much. Probably one of the most up and coming sort of places in Cornwall. There's a lot of sort of very expensive houses being built here, right on the cliffs overlooking the sea. Probably because they're second homes and it's easy access from the airport essentially. So I've parked in the pub car park. And it does say no overnight camping, so what I'm thinking I might do, I've mainly come down here so I can sort of have a look at the storm and just see how bad it is. The waves on the beach look pretty intense. But what I'm thinking, I mean, it all depends on how bad the weather gets tonight. I could essentially just go home if it's like too dangerous, but I'm probably gonna hang around in this area for a bit, have a little walk and have a look at the waves and just sort of enjoy that really. Just get out in the elements, get blown around a little bit. And then I'm probably gonna have dinner in this pub that's here. And then after that, I'm probably gonna have to move on somewhere. But, you know, there's always somewhere to stay, isn't there? Also, just so you're aware, I still haven't fixed my diesel heater. So somebody said in the last video that they think it might be a ground problem. So I do want to let you know, after last week, where I had so many problems thinking that the leisure battery needed charging, when I got home, I started charging it and then something really weird happened. Something very strange going on. I've just been using this to charge my leisure battery and it came up and said it was full. But when it got full, it turned the fan on, and now I can't turn it off. Turn off! Turn off, you weirdo! Fan. And now the fan stops. And not only that, after completely charging my battery, I've still got the 3 dashes of death. So I've just done a little test by disconnecting the leisure battery and actually powering it off this power station. But unfortunately, this is still not working, and I still have the 3 lines of death on that. So the whole point in connecting this was to try and rule out, just to see if the leisure battery was knackered, because if it worked off the power station, that would mean that it was the leisure battery. But as I have the same problems, I mean, I've not altered anything, I've not changed anything, so why am I all of a sudden getting all these problems? So now I have a max air fan that I can't use because for whatever reason it just wanted to put the green light on. You don't have to put on your green light. Yeah, and now it won't switch off unless I pull out a fuse, so that's very annoying. That might even be related to the ground problem, I'm not sure. And I don't have a diesel heater that works, so like I said, it's not looking very promising for tonight. But normally when it's stormy and it's raining and things like that, it tends to be a lot warmer than if it's like sort of clear skies. That's when it gets really really cold. So I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. I wasn't cold last week and that was like -1. So, but before I start tackling this diesel heater, let's go for a walk. Let's cross the road quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a walk just up this headland here so that we can have a really good look at these waves. I mean, you can kind of see it from here, just how blown out it is, but I just want to get a sort of better view really. I mean, when was the last time I took you out to see a nice storm? Probably about 2 years ago. I didn't stay in the van that night either because it was absolutely horrendous. And that was back in like the first Vivaro. Okay, the rain's just started, so the hood is up. The hood is up. Oh, look, is this even a throughway? Yes, it is. I thought this was leading into somebody's back garden then for a minute, but it's not. Now, there was an ITV drama set in Cornwall called Playing Nice, and it was, to be fair, it was pretty good. But the house, like the rich guy's house, was actually based here at Morgan Porth. I'm looking at them and there's a few that look similar to the house, but it's definitely one of these. It could be that one there, could be, I don't know if it's that one, could be that one, could be that one at the top. But obviously, after watching the drama, me and my wife googled to see how much that house was worth, and it's £4 million. £4 million, and it's probably someone's second home. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm starting to get a bit battered by the wind and the rain. Okay, so this is probably the best view I'm gonna get. I mean, it looks alright. I expected bigger waves, to be fair, but this is technically the calm before the storm. I think the strong winds and high rains are going to start later, so I'm just climbing up on here so I'm not in the mud. There we go. Yeah, so I think they were saying that the strong winds and rains are going to start a bit later on. How do I go about paying for your car park?
Yeah, we have a driver here. Yeah. We have a big heavy truck.
Do you do food with him?
No, all the time. No. 2:30.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm in two minds now. So I've just had a little wander, popped into the pub, and they've said they don't start serving food until 6 o'clock, which is in 3 hours. But I'm thinking maybe, you know, this is supposed to be like a storm chasing video, you know, not just like a, oh, let's just go here and have a look. So I'm thinking, last time I got some really, really nice shots of the storm was at Portreath. So I might head down there, and I could probably stay there as well. And it might be a little bit more sheltered from the wind. I think we're going to head to Portreath, and if I go now, we should get there before it gets dark. Didn't sound good, did it? I'm still like driving, and it feels like this window's being pulled. Like, I don't understand, because I haven't got any other windows open, so I'm not sure where that sort of airflow is coming from that's pulling that window. Jesus. Might be home for the night. Okay, so I'm in Portreath. That was a bit of a sketchy drive down here, but the van made it in one piece. I do think where I'm parked is pretty sort of secluded, so I'm hoping I'm not going to be sort of blown around too much tonight. There's another van sort of parked just further down there as well, which looks like a camper, so if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. I am now going to go outside, get absolutely drenched, so I can film these waves. Really going off over here. curtains pulled. Goodbye outside world. I'll see you in the morning. I think I need to dry off. Do you know, I'm at the point of my life now where I'm trying to minimalise the amount of clutter that I have. And just by carrying around a wallet that looks like this, that's jam-packed full of cards, cash, is really starting to annoy me. I can never find the right card. I'm constantly thumbing through and there's cards in here and I can't get them out. And not only that, this creates a huge bulge in my pocket. And that's why I'm happy to say Exeter offered to send me one of their Card Holder Pros to try out. And they're also today's video sponsor. And here it is, the Card Holder Pro. I mean, look at that. There's enough room in the top. How many cards have I got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 cards in the top. If you have a lot of sort of streamlined cards, you can actually fit up to 7 in there. But also, there's room underneath this little bracket here to hold more cards. And you can just put your cash in the back. I'm the sort of person that I don't normally carry a lot of cash with me. I don't carry coins. I tend to just use my cards. So something like this is perfect. I mean, I'm not being funny, but that never gets old. Just shooting those cards up like that. The Card Holder Pro is completely made out of recycled aluminium as well. That includes the button and mechanism to eject the cards. That's all aluminium, unlike some other products where the mechanism's actually plastic, which means that this wallet is built to stand the test of time. Exeter is so confident in this product that they actually give you a lifetime warranty with it as well. I can just do this all day and it doesn't matter. Exeter have given you multiple ways to customize this wallet so that it meets your needs. You can add a coin tray, an AirTag back plate, a tool card, a cash clip back plate, and you can even add a card finder, like this one here. Beep boop. Just in case you ever misplace your wallet. So if you're looking for a more compact, minimalistic wallet, and you don't tend to carry a huge amount of cash, like me, then I would highly recommend Exeter's Card Holder Pro. If you order by the 14th of February and use the discount code Sundays, you will get 30% off. Thank you again to Exeter for sponsoring today's video. I tell you what, considering how it feels in here at the moment, it's not at all cold. I don't feel cold. I think it's actually going to be not a warm night, but just not a cold night. So I'm not going to rip all this out now, but in the morning when I go home, I'll have a look and see if I can fix it. So stick around to the end because we'll find out if I can actually fix it or not. Right, I'm gonna go see if I can find somewhere to eat. Freezing out here. Gotta say, that was probably the nicest steak I've had in a restaurant in a long time. It tasted like how I would cook it at home or in the van. Another thing, when I was on my way back to the van next to me, blatantly someone in there because they've got a log burner. And yes, I probably am a little bit jealous because at least they're going to be warm tonight. I've had a lot of people in the past say, Sean, why don't you just put a log burner in the van? And the problem with me, and so this is a personal preference, I get overly hot very quickly. So I can go from being really cold and put loads of layers on, put the heating on, next minute I'm sweating. Beauty with a diesel heater is you can just turn it off. With a log burner, unless you're going to open the door and open all the windows, the heat's just constant, isn't it? You know, unless you just let it burn out, which can take a while, especially if it's roaring. And that's why personally I would never put a log burner in a van, because I would just get too hot. Anyway, dinner was lovely. It's still only 7:30. I'm going to get into bed, watch a film, chill out and get my head down, I think. I'm so tired, really am. Literally got like 1 hour's sleep last night, so if I sound a bit groggy in this video and you know, I seem like I'm not 100% with it, that's why. This is what happens when you have 2 kids under 2. Another thing as well, my van went in for the MOT last week and they had to replace a wiring loom in the door. And since then, now my remote central locking works so that I can actually unlock the door and the driver's door opens. I don't have to put the key in, and also I can lock the van without the horn going off. Happy days. Right. I'm probably not going to sleep in my clothes tonight, but until I warm up, I'm keeping them on. Good night. Look at that. Good morning. Well, I actually slept pretty well considering how windy it was. The van was pretty much rocking all night, but it wasn't cold at all, so I survived. I'm not going to stick around here. I think I'm just going to head home and see if I can get this diesel heater fixed. Oh, that's a heavy door. Okay, let's go home. Right, so I'm back home now. This weather still hasn't sort of eased off. It's still windy and raining and terrible. So I've pulled all this apart just to check the air. This is where the main sort of wire for the diesel heater gets grounded into the chassis just here. There's a bit of bare metal, and I did that and it's not fixed it. And as far as I'm aware, that's the only ground that comes off the diesel heater. If it's not that, it might be like a ground for the leisure battery that's the issue. Right, I've been under here. The problem is when the weather's like this is you can't work with your doors open, so it is a bit of a confined space, and to be honest I could have it a lot tidier than what it is. But I've had all this out. I have redirected my fuse box straight to the battery just to see if that did anything. It didn't. This here is my bus bar for all of the 12 volt grounds. I've tightened all of those up, and I've checked where the bus bar actually goes into the chassis as well, and that's all tight. There's good connection, so I just don't understand it. Like, everything else in the van's working other than obviously the fan's gone a bit doolally and the diesel heater. I honestly can't work it out. But anyway, on that bombshell, thank you to everyone that continues to support the channel through my memberships and by all other means, like buying me a beer. You're all absolute legends. I probably should mention as well that I am going to be at a van life festival this year. It's called Van Lifers United Festival, and it's from June the 13th to the 15th. 2025. So I will be there. I'm going to be doing a talk and things, so if you do want to attend, I will leave a link to it below. I've also got a discount code as well, which is Sunday 2025, and you'll get a bit of money off as well. So hope to see you there. I guess I'll see you next week for another camp out where it's still going to be cold unless I can get this sorted. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Cheers.